Hey, what is up, guys? This is Jeremiah Gomez, back with another very exciting battle here for you today. This is a guy I met on Smogon named Brocookie. He's a really good battler, really cool guy, and so we're gonna get this match started here. So I lead with my Machamp, and he leads with a Volcarona. And so I kind of bluffed the Stone Edge and expected it, so that was a really good play for me because I'm going to get up a sub, and he switches into Cresselia, which normally I would be afraid of, but apparently this thing doesn't have Psychic, it just runs Ice Beam, so it is not going to be able to break my sub. And I carry the payback on this Machamp, so I can hurt Psychics, and it doesn't do about half. It's with his leftovers recovery, it's gonna do about a third, but it's still pretty good damage on this Cresselia. So he's gonna go for the protect, and he's not gonna get hit by my payback. So he's just trying to regain a little bit of health, see where he's at. He ends up switching right here, and he goes into his Ninetales. So I didn't expect him to switch, so I just went for another payback, and I'm gonna get the payback on this Ninetales. And looking at the damage, it doesn't. It looks like it's physically bulky and not especially bulky like I mostly see on Ninetales. So yeah, I end up outspeeding this Ninetales, I think, and going for a dynamic punch, and I almost KO it. And yeah, he's confused, and oh wait, no, I didn't outspeed. He ended up going, so anyway, he ends up confused, but my opponents always get, even when they're confused, they always get to use their moves, so he roars me out. I end up going for an ape, and I wanted to go close combat, but he ended up just going protect, so he doesn't die. And yeah, he's gonna get a little bit of leftover recovery, but I'm not sure. I think I wanted to scout a switch, so I go into my Tyranitar to switch into it, to whatever he switches into. Plus, I kind of just want to get up my weather. And yeah, he does end up switching, and he switches into Cresselia, which is a great play for me because I can totally wall this thing. And yeah, so excuse me. He's gonna go protect, which is a great play for me because I ended up going for the Dragon Dance, and that is a really good play because now I can outspeed a lot of his team and outspeed this Cresselia. Now, right here, I made a huge misplay. I ended up going for the Crunch, which does KO the Cresselia, but I should have gone for the second Dragon Dance, knowing I can take an Ice Beam, and with two Dragon Dances up, I outspeed his whole team, and I could have swept completely with this Tyranitar. And that was a huge misplay on my part, and because of that, it's going to end up being really close. So, a little spoiler alert there, but whatever. So, I switch into him for an ape, just, to take a hammer arm, but he ends up going for superpower. And my Infernape kind of takes that like a beast. Even though this isn't bulky, he still takes it. And so, yeah. Not sure if that Darmanitan's supposed to be a little bulky, or I don't know. It ends up being scarred, so I'm not sure. So, he goes for another superpower, and that's gonna KO my Infernape, which kinda hurts. I kind of could have used it just for one instance later in the battle, but that's about it. Other than that, my dead Infernape doesn't really matter to me. So yeah, I go into Latios, and cause he's locked into superpower, and it's -2 right now, so that's gonna do like crap. So I just go for Draco Meteor, and he ends up going to Blissey, which was a good play on his part because a Blissey will completely wall my Latios. So yeah, I can't stay in on a Blissey because I will not do crap to it, especially with a -2 special attack. So I have to switch, and I end up switching into my Swampert because I don't really know why I switched. Oh yeah, I wanted to set up my Stealth Rocks, that's why I switched to my Swampert, but it ended up being kind of bad because he poisons me, and that really, really hurts my Swampert. Because that is my physically bulky Swampert, and now he's poisoned. Toxic poison at that. So, yeah. So he ends up switching after I get, oh no, I end up gonna go for the Stealth Rocks on this play as he switches into Valcarona, which is a pretty good play for me because with Stealth Rocks up, I think about half, maybe two, are hurt by Stealth Rocks, and this Valcarona is X2 weak to Stealth Rocks, and that's good because I always have trouble with Valcaronas. I can never just kill them without any problems happening. So I expected the Quiver Dance just like any other Valcarona, so I made a good play and I roared. So good play right there. But, you know, I roared, and really, honestly, I roared him into the worst thing that I could have ever roared him into. Believe it or not, yeah, this Donphan was the worst thing that I could have roared him into, and you'll see why right now. And so I go in Latios, and this play that he makes right here is because of that. He rapid spins. Yeah, I really, really didn't want him to rapid spin because I really wanted that Valcarona weak. So I end up switching again because I know the Ice Shard is coming, and it is, and he goes for it, and I go into Scizor to take that Ice Shard, and I take it very well actually. And so I know he's going to switch, but I just go for Pursuit, see how much damage I'm going to do, and I do about a third, which, it's okay. It's pretty good damage for getting it on Donphan. Although I am Choice Banded, so I would expect it to do more, but Donphan is a bulky piece of crap, so yeah. He goes into our Domanitan. I was expecting a fire move, but he ends up just going for a Rock Slide, trying to, you know, maybe I'll switch into something that he was expecting, but it doesn't seem that way. I go into my Machamp, and yeah, he's not going to let me get rock moves on me because he knows that I resist them, so I'm going to get a free sub right here, which is horrible for him, good for me. This Machamp really wrecked this team, and this Machamp is the reason why I won this battle. If I didn't bring this Machamp, I probably wouldn't have won this battle. Alright, so, okay, here we go. He switches into Valcarona from his Donphan, and I go for a Dynamic Punch, and with his resistance, it still does a little under half, and I end up confusing him, and it burns me. However, I do have the Lumberry, and without that Lumberry, I would have lost this battle. If I didn't carry that Lumberry on here, I would have definitely lost this battle because this Machamp was a major, major part in this battle, in this win. So, he's going to switch. He goes into Ninetales, and I'm just going to go for a Dynamic Punch and kill that Ninetales. So, yeah. Now, that was kind of a misplay for him. He probably shouldn't have switched to Ninetales to set up his weather again, because if he didn't do that, my Sandstorm was like slowly killing my Machamp. So he kind of just saved my Machamp from me right there. So that was a misplay for him, but I guess it ended up good in my favor. He goes into the mountain. He goes for a U-turn, and it doesn't break my sub because I do kind of have some bulk on this Machamp, and so pretty good right there. I go for a payback, and on this Donphan, I was expecting it to be on Darmanitan, but yeah, he switched, so. And he goes for an Ice Shard. He's going to break my sub right there, but I am going to go for a Dynamic Punch, and will I KO? I don't KO, but I do get the confusion off on this Donphan, and that is a very good thing because this Donphan could have really wrecked me with his Ice Shards and whatnot. And so I finally get a Confusion Hacks, and I just go for the payback, knowing he's going to go Ice Shard, and I do take that Donphan out, so really good. Like I said, this Machamp is the reason of this is why I'm doing good in this battle. So yeah, and he goes for a Fiery Dance, and he ends up finally killing my Machamp after annoying this team so much. And of course he gets a special attack boost because every time someone hits me with a Fiery Dance, they always get a special attack boost. So yeah, I'm gonna go into Latios, and I know I outspeed because this is leftovers Volcarona, so I'm just going to KO that with a Specs Dracometer, and that's obviously going to KO. So yeah, I'm looking pretty okay right now. So he's gonna go Darmanitan, and I thought he was gonna U-turn, but yeah, he ends up just going for a Flare Blitz. Maybe thought I was gonna go into Scizor, but I don't. And so he hits my Swampert with a Flare Blitz, and he gets hit with the recoil, and the recoil is kind of bad, so I'm gonna sacrifice my Swampert right here, just so I can wither this Darmanitan down, because this Darmanitan is becoming a real nuisance in this battle. And yeah, so he KO'd my Swampert, but that Darmanitan is under half health now, and that's really good for me now. Now here's for the battle. Here is what would win me. Now he's locked in a Flare Blitz, so he's gonna hit my non-bulky Tyranitar, which is offensive, and he does under half, and that is the game. I'm gonna get a Dragon Dance up. Now, if now he's gonna go for one more Flare Blitz, and if it doesn't crit, I won because I'm gonna get up another Dragon Dance, outspeed this Darmanitan, and he doesn't crit. So yeah, I am gonna get up one more Dragon Dance, and I'm gonna be able to KO this Darmanitan. Finally, I finally got rid of it. It was a real nuisance. It was just hitting everything on my team. I think it took out my Swampert, and this is something that Swampert could do damage to. So, yeah, his last poke is Blissey, and I'm just going to be able to one-hit KO that with a +2 crunch. So that is good game, Brocookie. Check him out. He's a really good battler. He's a really cool guy. I talked to him a little bit after, and so yeah. So now we're just gonna get into today's question of the day, and today's question of the day, I'm talking about Pokemon X and Y. The reason why I'm barely talking about it is because I'm a new YouTuber, and yeah, I haven't got to talk about it yet, and I forgot in the last two videos, so we're going to talk about it. What are your hopes and dreams for it, and what do you want to expect for it? What I kind of want in it is for